I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed in recent weeks. Sandra DeJesus, Dr. Richard Kraft. Roll call, Mr. Briggs.
Present.
Roger. Here.
Here.
Paul's actually on Zoom.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, Paul.
Fire exits are directly behind me here. If you have an emergency here, we'll go that way and not down the elevator. Correspondence. I know that. Want to do the petitioners or you want to do the?
Let's do the.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to step away from the petitioners. We're going to do that directly after what we do next, which is going to be a presentation or a proclamation honoring and celebrating birthday for Beatrice Noel Greenberger. So at this point in the meeting, everybody that's in the building, everybody that is on Zoom, we're here. I have a plaque that I'm going to come up and show to the people on Zoom, but I want to read it. It's a proclamation of honoring and celebrating the 100th birthday of Beatrice Noel. Whereas since December 29th, 1921, Beatrice Noel Greenberger, who was born in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, has lived in a few places, but one of the oldest living graduates of Ellenville High School has always called Ellenville to the town of Wawarsing her home. Whereas she served the nation and working for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers before and throughout World War II. She also made serving her community in many ways a priority, including as a volunteer with the Ellenville First Aid and Rescue Squad for 14 years, as a longtime member and president of the Ellenville chapter of Hadassah, in making the area's first impression of out-of-town visitors as she worked day and night shifts in a coffee shop of the Neville Hotel for 29 years. Organizing the Ellenville Wawarsing Winter Reunion in South Florida, a tradition which continues 3 decades later. Whereas B has used a century to travel to various parts of the world and from coast to coast in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, doing much of that with her beloved husband, Dave, who passed away in 1979. Whereas she well represented the town of Wawarsing as its deputy town clerk from 1979 through 1986, issuing dog licenses, fishing licenses, hunting licenses, land permits, marriage certificates, many to couples who continue to proudly remind her that they are still married. Whereas now, as she prepares to celebrate her 100th birthday, Beatrice Greenberger holds the rare claim of being able to say she lived through the roaring 20s, 2 different centuries. The town board of the town of Wawarsing desires to join in outpouring of respect and admiration for Beatrice Noel Greenberger upon the occasion of her centenary birthday. Now, therefore, be proclaimed that the town board of the town of Wawarsing hereby offers its admiration, congratulations, and very best wishes to Beatrice Noel Greenberger on her 100th birthday. Be it further proclaimed that this proclamation be spread among the minutes of the meeting of the town of Wawarsing, 2nd day of December, 2021, with the respective board members' signatures. So to the Greenberg family and B, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you very much. That's quite an honor, and we very much appreciate your taking the time to do it. Thank you.
Yes, we'll be mailing this to you, Neil, tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
I'll move the resolution.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Resolution.
Aye.
Roger?
Aye.
Cassie?
Aye.
I vote aye.
I vote aye.
And Paul votes aye.
Good.
Again, happy 100th birthday on December 29th. The next order of business will be petitioners. Anyone that wants to come up to the podium, state your name and discuss your concerns with the town board at this time. We'll take the people in the room presently and anybody on Zoom after that.
It's not, sir. It's big.
My name is Kathleen P. Smith. I'm Secretary of St. Mary St. Andrew's Church here in Ellenville, New York. And our pastor, Father Kenneth Riello, could not be here. He is away on his yearly retreat. But he wrote this letter, would like me to read it. Honorable Terry Houck, Town Board Supervisor, and Town of Wawarsing Town Board. Dear Supervisor Houck and board members, on behalf of St. Mary and St. Andrew Parish, which serve Catholics throughout the town of Wawarsing, I am asking this letter be read tonight in support of the opportunity to opt out of allowing so-called cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site consumption sites, pursuant to Article 4 of the New York State Cannabis Law. Although my annual spiritual retreat requires me to be away from our town this week, I am grateful to these comments to be placed on public record, as well as to our parishioners and other people of goodwill who may be attending, returning tonight to ask to keep Wawarsing a family-friendly place to live. We Catholics hold that true economic development respects the dignity of human person, including that of impressionable children, youth, and their hardworking parents who seek wholesome place to raise their families. As local schools and religious education programs, such as ours, aim to teach our minors to make good choices, opting instead of opt out will send a mixed message to our children and youth, as weed stores and pot lounges would be treated by our town the same as a grocery store or a bank. No amount of promised tax revenue, no 30 pieces of silver, are worth selling out the family-friendly present and future of Wawarsing. In the name of so-called compromise, please do not imitate the town of Ulster by opting out of only one of the two categories permitted by Article 4. The complete opt-out, as by the village of Rhinebeck, is a much better example for Wawarsing. Instead, turning the town of Wawarsing into the gateway to a gateway drug, please vote to keep the town of Wawarsing a family-friendly place to live. Cordially, Father Kenneth Riello, Pastor St. Mary St. Andrews.
Thank you. Anyone else in the building, in the audience tonight that wants to discuss any concerns that you have? Okay.
I'll move to open the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
My name is Rita Danacour and I live in Mackinac. I'm new to your area. I've lived in this upstate area most of my life, though. And I'm watching what's going on with the possibility of villages opting out for having either retail stores for cannabis or lounges for cannabis. Other states are doing it, have been doing it. I've been to Massachusetts, to Great Barrington, where they have beautiful stores that are frequented in a very orderly and legal manner. But the thing I have to bring before anyone, I kind of came to listen to what the opinions were. So I'm going to offer my opinion. In the stressful world that we live in right now, there are a few things that can help us to relax. We have alcohol, which people use for relaxation. We also have alcohol that can lead to drug addiction. But we live with that because alcohol is something that we're all used to, and most people partake in some way. Cannabis is very similar in that people use it for relaxation for the most part. People do abuse it as people abuse alcohol. If cannabis is legal, which is it is in New York State, it helps to bring to the community business, traffic, but more important, the stigma that's surrounding marijuana and cannabis is something that we all have to get past, just like we got past it
Boy,
during
this
COVID.
should be right up to here.
Excuse me,
More?
someone's not talking to me. Okay, because we accept alcohol.
More.
Alcohol is a poison to our systems, where marijuana is not a poison. Marijuana is an herb. It's used for medicinal purposes. Alcohol poisons our system, goes straight to our liver, doesn't do us any good, can relax us, but in the most part, it could also make us drunk, as can cannabis. So if you choose to opt out to allow cannabis in your town for the reasons of not knowing enough about it, thinking it's a gateway drug to other things, just remember that if we opt out and not have stores with cannabis, then we should also opt out and get rid of our liquor stores as well. Thank you.
Mary? Oh, come on, Mary.
Yeah, we didn't plan to speak, but,
You don't have to. You don't have to.
no, that's okay. You know, I never say nothing. Yes, there are other things. Alcohol is legal, we live with it. I get that. Cigarettes are legal, we live with it. But I don't agree that cannabis is the way, we're going to teach our children, this is the way to cope with stress. Take a pill, have a drink, smoke a joint. I don't agree with any of that, but that's my personal opinion. If the board is bound and determined to pass this legislation, to opt in, then I ask you to seriously consider where you allow it. That is the option available to the town. You can zone it anywhere you want. And I ask you, the same as I'll ask the village, please do not let the school children walk past these shops on their way to school. Let's at least put it someplace where it's not an attractive nuisance to the children. I'm not going to tell you, you're elected to represent us and you'll vote for it or against it. And I guess you'll answer to the electorate next November, and that's fine. But if it does pass, I ask you, please consider where you're going to allow it and put it smack in the middle of the Mackinac or Bronx Business District, or any place where children gather or will be walking past on their way to school or on their way to whatever. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no one else in the building at the meeting, is there anyone on Zoom that would have any comments?
Anybody on Zoom would have any comment? How do I go on?
I'll move to close the public hearing.
To continue the public hearing.
No, because we're gonna have two separate public hearings that we'll vote on later.
No.
Right?
Well, we're going to do separate
They're
public
two
hearings
separate public hearings
based on
on the law.
local law 3, local law 4, the estimate draft.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
And I'll move to open the 7:10 public hearing.
Public hearing is, purpose of the public hearing is to receive input and comments from the public regarding the use of ARPA money. That's American Rescue money from the federal government.
I'll move to close the public. I'll move to close the public hearing. Marco, you don't need.
We don't need to.
I'll move to close.
I tried a lot of times.
I'll check it out.
I might be the only one to do it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution.
Well, I but then we stopped. So I didn't know if it was-
I don't think there's any more.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
The public hearing was to get any input about the location or the opting in or opting out. Is there any way, or is it possible, I don't even know, because I don't know how you run the town board here, to get opinions from the town board, or is that not a public thing? I don't, and just let me know, because I'm not sure. How does this decision finally come about?
How does the decision that the board has in their authority?
Yeah, well, how do you come to the decision whether we opt in or opt out?
Hearing and listening to the public and also reviewing the existing law. And the town officials guide to official.
Yes.
And each board member is charged to learn what they can to learn about it and actually maybe vote for conscience.
Okay, I know, I wasn't sure how it comes about.
So the next meeting we'll have another we'll be revisiting this under two separate laws, one specifically to opt out or not opt out with the dispensaries, and another separate law for the consumption rooms.
Yeah.
The town board will make a decision of any kind of combination, not opting out, or opting out of one of them, or opting out of the other one, or opting out of both of them.
And that will be on the.
All right, thank you very much, I just wasn't sure about it. Thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna hold another public hearing on the 21st of December.
When is the next hearing? I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna have another public hearing on December 21st at 5.
Okay,
And then assumedly after that, we'll opt out.
so there's no vote taken like in the town or anything like that, like a
So
public vote?
if you elect to opt out, the law passed in Albany then gives the public 45-day period to file a petition to request a permissive referendum, and then you could then vote to overrule the town board
Uh-huh,
and with then the opting in, I guess.
all right, I'm not sure of what the actual procedures would be.
That's the procedure.
Thank you so much.
Right, so the town board will either opt in, opt out, and it's both, it's subject to permissive referendum, which
Yeah, thank you, Bill.
Bill will just explain. The resolution regarding the Wawarsing Town Board by resolution approves to appoint a climate smart community task force for the year 2022.
Move it.
Second. Minutes motion, Roger seconds, and Mr. Briggs.
Aye.
Roger. Aye. Nancy?
Aye.
I vote aye. Paul?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Motion's carried. Wawarsing Town Board by resolution determined.
No.
All right, budget modifications. The increase The highway DB fund increased appropriate fund balance $205,206. Increase the expense code 5170.2 DB, machinery equipment capital outlay, $205,206.
Move it.
Second. Modifications to cover the expense of 2022 International HV 507 SFA single axle dump truck. Mr. Briggs made the motion, Raven seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board to approve bills as audited.
Move it.
Second. PJ makes the motion, Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board to accept the minutes of the November 4th regular and audit, the November 9th budget workshop, November 18th regular and audit, November 22nd workshop, November 29th workshop. Approve the Justice Court report for October 21st.
I'll move 3 through 8 as one.
TJ makes the motion. Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motions are carried. Town board to schedule the 2022 organizational meeting on Thursday, January 6th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Place of the meeting will be the town of Wawarsing, Town Hall, 108 Cal Street. The workshop meeting will be 5 p.m. and the regular audit meeting will immediately follow the organizational meeting. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Cassie makes a motion. TJ seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the 2021 annual dues for the Chewonga Mountain Regional Partnership. The amount of the annual dues is $100. Move it. Roger makes a motion.
Second.
Jesse seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the proposal from Underwater Solutions, Inc. for the inspections and sediment removal of the 12,640 gallon clear well apartments in the amount of $3,780. The clean out exceeds 16 hours. The towns will be charged additional $475 per hour upon completion of the project. And the 21,098 gallon backwash holding tank, the amount of $3,780 for the Napanock filtration plant.
I'll move it.
Cassie makes the motion. Second. Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Town board to approve the payment number, application number 8, in the amount of $350,077.77. The H. Ulster excavating for the Wawarsing Water District, Route 209 water distribution mains. Move it. Roger makes the motion.
Second.
Cassie seconds it. All in favor? Motion is carried. Town board to approve the invoice 11-311 in the amount of $173,728 to H. Ulster excavating for the highway department salt shed. Cassie makes that motion. Second. Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
only 5 people.
Town board to approve invoice 1608 in the amount of $1,798.20 minus the sales tax for the total of $1,665 to H. Ulster for July 15th, 2021 service leak repair at 1633 Burr Road, Cohasset, New York.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion. TJ seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve invoice 95097 in the amount of $68,427.50 to Megan Bogdanagers for the redesign of the rail trail from Cohasset to Napanock, including updated New York DOT document reports. Cassie makes that motion.
Second.
TJ seconds it. All in
I'd like to
favor?
comment.
Sure.
This is, this rail trail project has been going on way before any of us came on board as secretary, and it seems like this just keeps on rolling. Excuse me. We're authorizing over $68,000 right now. I think this board just in the very near future needs to really take a serious look at how much longer are we going to keep riding this until it's complete, where, like TJ says, cut bait or fish or whatever that is. Fish or cut bait. I mean, he's got to come a time and say, we just can't put any more money for this. It's going to be what it's going to be. But we just keep putting money, dollar after dollar after dollar. I mean, how many times has this been redesigned already? And I'm not blaming Buck and Andrews, because I know every time you do something with DOT, you want something different, Central Hudson wants something different, but there's gotta come a time when we gotta say, that's enough already. So, yes. Okay. All in favor? Motion is carried. Town Board to approve payment application number 4 for National Water Main Cleaning Company. CDBG grant 1215 PR 15819, contract TWA 211, improvements to the Caroxon wastewater collection system in the amount of $69,646 and 67 cents.
Second.
TJ makes the motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor? Aye. Motion is carried. Town Board to rescind a motion made on November 18th to approve William Parkin wastewater maintenance worker and Peter Jennings water wastewater maintenance worker to attend the virtual math for water operators given by SUNY Ulster from 1/4/22 to 1/11/22. There's no cost for the class.
Move it.
Second. Roger makes a motion. Cassie seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town Board to approve William Parkin wastewater wastewater maintenance worker and Peter Jennings water wastewater to attend the virtual math for the class at $129 a class.
Move.
Second, Roger. TJ makes the motion. Roger seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Motion's carried. Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 1 for contract 1 construction Wawarsing Water District TAM Enterprises to increase the contract value by $3,192 to provide a 25-foot opening with snake barrier instead of proposed 16-foot temporary construction gate opening with a snake barrier at the end of the proposed access road, resulting in a revised contract of $2,321,192.
Move.
TJ makes the motion. Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 2 for contract 1. TAM Enterprises to increase the contract value by $18,368.64 to provide additional excavation and foundation, installation of 1-0 of riprap and install geotextile fabric, additional item 4 material, and additional excavation of footing haunch area, resulting in a revised contract value of $2,339,560.64.
Move. Second.
Cassie made the motion and TJ seconds. All in favor? Aye. Motion is carried. Now let's go from 20 to 22. Town Board to accept the certificate of attendance for land use training from the Associations of Towns for Don Odom.
Move it.
Second. TJ makes the motion. Roger seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Carried. Town Board to authorize Town Attorney William Collar III, Esquire, to sign stipulation to settle Walmart real estate tax grievance case number EF 2021-1994.
Move it.
Second. Jim makes a motion. Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for sealed bids from.
No.
Okay, I will skip that one.
Yeah.
No, it's coming up later. Town Board to authorize the town clerk to publish a legal notice for public hearing regarding local law number 3 of 2021 cannabis regulation consumption sites. Public hearing to be held at the town of Wawarsing, 108 Canal Street on Tuesday, December 21st.
At 5 o'clock.
5 p.m.
I'll move it.
TJ makes a motion, Roger seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Town Board authorize the town clerk to publish a legal notice for public hearing regarding local law number 4 of 2021 cannabis regulation retail dispensaries. Public hearing to be held at the town of Wawarsing, 108 Canal Street on the same night, Tuesday, 12/21 at 5 p.m.
5:05.
5:05.
Move it.
That's the motion. TJ seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Do you have any other motions at this time? We'll go to highway concerns. Mr. Briggs?
Just a couple of things real quick. Reminder that Saturday, The 4th is the opening night of the holiday show at the Shadowland. It starts at 7 o'clock. So it's good to see 7 o'clock. It's good to see theater, it's been appropriated now, so that's kind of a pathway back to normal. Also at 5 o'clock, lineups in Burrow Park for the fire truck parade, the Josh Peters fire truck parade.
Right.
Gets better and bigger every year. It's just really great. It's part of the WASL, what the chamber does. It's just a great event. Senior citizen dinner, but it's takeout only, is December 5th. They take phone orders. I'm not quite sure of the number, but I do know it's on the school website, and I know I want to thank Paul.
It's on channel 23 also.
Yeah, it's on channel 23 also. So if you scroll down through there, you'll see that. Also, and just something that just kind of baffles me, but on the 7th of December, Pearl Harbor Day will be 80 years since Pearl Harbor, 80 years. And, it's not only a long time, but some of those men and women that went through that difficult time are still alive today. And we owe them a debt of gratitude to all veterans. But some of those folks are still with us today. And so I want to say thank you for their service. And I know thank you isn't always enough. So we see those folks and we can do something for them. Buy them a cup of coffee, something. But any man or woman, anybody that have served in service, we all owe a debt of gratitude. Being Americans and living the life we live, and I think we take it for granted very often. But those folks didn't, and they were willing to give their all so we could have this life. So I want to say thank you. And I know Larry, you served, and so I say thank you publicly. But it's 80 years, and but we persevere because of the way we are, and the nature of our country, and the nature of our people here. Let us not lose sight of that as we go through these difficult times.
What's happened?
I heard well, TJ stole all my thunder, but I agree with everything he said. I just want to retouch again on the Josh Peters, the fire truck parade this Saturday. We have quite a few parades in town. We have the firemen's parade, a lot of this. But this parade in particular, when you think of just hometown, downtown Americana, that's what this is. It's just so nice to see. It's local people, and it is growing every year. And I really would encourage people to come out for this. It's really quite a sight to see. It's quite enjoyable. That's all I have.
Paul Gasolino?
Yep, just one thing I wanted to mention. December 17th, from 1 until 7 p.m., there is a New York Center blood drive that's going to be at the St. Mary and St. Andrew Parish Church Hall on Main Street in Ellenville. That's a co-jointly created event between us and the Ellenville Regional Hospital. New York Blood Center just declared a blood emergency again yesterday, I believe it was. They've basically got 1 to 2 days of blood left. That's usually this time of year very difficult to get blood donations because of the holidays, and it's become more and more difficult, obviously, because of the COVID situations, but the need for blood does not stop because of COVID, and it does not stop because of the holidays. So if you can give a pint, I'd sure appreciate seeing you sometime between 1 and 7 on the 17th. The information is up on the town website, on the town Facebook page, and it's also up on channel 23. But if anyone needs information and they want to call me even personally at my cell phone, which is 201-463-0782, I'll be happy to give you the information on how to register to give a pint. Again, we really would appreciate it. And that's all I've got.
Thank you, Paul. Kathy?
I have, on the water everywhere. Final bid packages are we're doing a pre-bid tomorrow morning. And so the final bid package for side house connections goes in the mail tomorrow. We'll do the pre-bid and hopefully that'll go off without a hitch. And before the end of the year, all contracts for the Wawarsing Water District should be bid out and awarded. That's truly wonderful. And if you didn't sign your temporary license so the contractor can come out of your yard and connect your water, please come see me at Town Hall and we'll get you taken care of. And on a somewhat personal note, I just, losing Doc Kraft really is a rough one. He welcomed me warmly to this community some 15 years ago, and he always had a wise word for me about, public service and giving back to the community. And I don't think I'd be sitting on this board without his enthusiastic support. And my heart goes out to their family. And hug your loved ones a little closer. This is a rough time, and that's all I have tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to reiterate what Cassie said about Dr. Kraft. I'm sure in the future we'll be honoring him and his service to the community over his career and lifetime here. Our condolences go out to his family. The proclamation that we made at the beginning of the meeting honoring and celebrating the 100th birthday of Beatrice Noel Greenberg was very encouraging. It's what she did in her life and still is doing to this day is it's amazing, the proclamation, between working with the military in World War II and where she worked in this community and different organizations and actually working in the town clerk's office. It's a pleasure tonight to wish her a happy 100th birthday. The Wawarsing Water District project, as Cassie's brought up, is moving along quite well. And that's the way we should and have to push this to the end. And most projects, I can't say most projects, but we don't like when projects go slow and go over budget, and this is not going slow and it's not over budget. So there's a lot of hard work that's being done with everybody involved, and it's very much appreciated. ClearSpan is the company that is going to finish off the salt shed. December 7th, they'll be here to start connecting the fabric roofing to the salt shed. I've been anxiously waiting for that. And we've been using all kinds of psychological tools that we've learned over the years to try to get these guys here. And initially it was the ClearSpan was supposed to be here in October, but we've got through the process, and it's coming from Iowa, this particular part of the project, but it was split into, again, the project was really well done. The Ulster construction company had done foundation and the walls, and our highway guys did the paving, and now ClearSpan is going to wrap it up next week. So let's thank everybody that's been involved with that. Pool meeting, the Ellenville school pool that's been around since, we don't have a date, maybe 1945 though. What do you?
Some wasn't here.
Some place in that. Well, I know you were here.
Terry was in 3rd grade.
You were, yeah, I think I graduated high school. But I think maybe Larry knows. I don't know. You know what that pool was? It had to be before Mark. It had to be in the late 40s or somewhere around that time. But irregardless, the pool. We had a meeting with the school and the village, Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Warren and Phil Nutrition, the school board president, and Vince Napoli and Lisa Wiles and myself. And we discussed grants, we discussed locations. One of the locations was this kindergarten area on Warren and Church, and then the Bob Mangles Park and the existing site. So the school is actually going to have their engineering company get a pool engineer to look at the pool and look at the infrastructure of the basin of the pool, the swimming part of the pool. What Mr. Napoli said, under the pool structure had been rehabbed about 5 or 6 years ago. So some of the ideas that were discussed were to demolish the existing wooden structure there and and mediate the surface, that's there now and around the pool. And the valve room downstairs and the pump house on the other side of it downstairs. So the engineer specifically for pools will be looking at that in the near future. And hopefully in the next couple of meetings, we'll have an answer for that and be able to move forward. Because it's really easy to talk, oh, let's get a grant, let's get this, let's get that, and then $7 million later, and about 5 or 6 years later. So on a good, with Rosendale, it worked out. But sometimes going through all that process, it doesn't work out. And it's a lot of work expended for, you really have to look at these projects in a realistic manner sometimes. So for that, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up tonight, giving their opinions, and make a motion to close the.
So
Second, Mr. Briggs makes a motion, I will second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.